Alright.
We started off in the camp. Sorry. Sorry. We started off in the camp. We had just got back from getting our asses handed to us. Everyone was angry. We're, upset about how things had been going recently and how we got what we wanted from the temple, but not in the way that we wanted it, I suppose. So we decided that we were going to make our way back after having some discussions amongst ourselves. We took some time to send messages to everybody that we know that doesn't want to kill us, and maybe some people who do want to kill us, to gather as many friends as we can to head back into the temple for the fight. Once we all arrived, we made our way inside and swiftly came up to the big chamber where we noticed these lanterns that turned out to be counterspelling lanterns. We've been trying to deal with the minions at hand, but it's not looking too hot. A couple of our allies have already fallen, and hopefully we can figure this out. Hee XD.
Alright. So then you can take the inspiration for that, and with that in mind, Red, you will start us off.
Okay, I think we've only lost goblins, if
So
I'm not
far,
mistaken.
Vorgan is looking pretty beat up at the moment, but otherwise the swarms are the ones taking the hits.
Okay. I just have a red warning message from Roll20 says my connection has been interrupted. So if I do anything, you might have to do it for me. So we've got this big squid guy in front of me. So I don't remember. I just have Blade Song up. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's correct.
Right. So I've just lost my connection. Just put it back on. I'll just booming blade this thing. I don't remember if cantrips get blocked by these candles.
It does. No. Trigger only gets leveled spells.
All right, I'll booming blade him, and I just having to refresh again. I'm hot. My internet's down at my house. It went down on Monday, and the company came over to fix the lines after the storm. My internet was working before they came to fix it. After they left, it was broken, and then they couldn't come back for a week. So they broke my internet and then left, which was super frustrating.
Kind of defeats the purpose of their existence.
Oh, I was so mad at them. Okay, I'll hit Moving Blade. I don't have advantage.
That will connect.
That's a low roll.
Yeah. Let's see.
Is that right?
That is that's the effect of Booming Blade, but it's not adding your weapon damage into it.
Alright, I'll just do Blossom's End then.
There you go. So that would be 12, 18 on the initial damage, 3 if it... Oh, wait, no, that's not right at all. That's way too low, Booming Blade. Let me see.
Because we're level 11 now, so it should be 3d8 or something. 2d8.
Let me see. Okay, that doesn't even come up as a spell card. Just real quick. Should be 2d8, 3d8. 2d8 and then 3d8. Alright, now let's try. There we go. That makes more sense. Actually, wait. Oh, not yet. Two. Sorry, made that a little bit stronger. So 1 and 2. Let's make sure that goes through. Perfect. Okay, that should be tracking now properly.
Can you reroll it for me? I just dropped my hotspot again. No, I'm back in. Just hit the booming blade button again. Is that it?
Click it off of the spells booming blade, because that one is not.
Oh, I
working.
see. Still a low roll. No, it's not bad. Okay. Alright, so there's my weapon damage plus that.
Yep.
Okay, that was number 1. I'm going to start moving forward a bit, so I'm going to go to...
Sounds good. Your booming blade macro also works now.
Oh, sweet. Alright, I'm going to move to here.
Mhm.
And I will hit him again with Blossom's End.
Okay.
Oh, that's terrible.
That will not connect.
Okay, then I will hit him with the short sword.
Okay.
I would have turned some spells on by now, but those lanterns are really cramping my stuff. Alright, hit him for 19 more.
Heard and applied.
I will risk it. I risk it and let these Tive and Deer handle this too. I'll see if anyone comes to my help, and maybe I'll leave next turn. That's my turn.
Arcane Knight. Lycan, targeting you with his reach. Initiating. Let's see. He won't combo because he doesn't want to pop the lanterns himself. So he is going to just make 2 attacks instead of 3. So it'll be 2 normal. That is a 27 and a 25 to hit.
Jesus.
And that is 11 piercing, 13 lightning for a total of 24 on the first hit. A 7 and a 12 vertical of 19 on the second hit. Which I believe puts you at death's door.
Jesus Christ.
So luckily he was not able to combo because of the lanterns. Otherwise that might have been a put you down. But you stand there holding just barely. He will hold there. Going to Adira. She will... Let's see. And flying and heading right into combat with her Stormbreaker. Going straight for the knight over here. Let's see. That will only hit once. And then she will activate Thunderous Smite. You can make a con save. It will fail the con save, taking 3d additional damage, and it's going to push it back 10 feet. So that is going to be 13, 19, 22, plus 15, 37 damage to the knight. That will be 10 more feet, so she'll move over here. She kind of pushes the knight over so the swarm focuses on it, and it doesn't have any ability to slow down or try to attack Vorgan. Group of the swarms will go. This is going to move up, triggering the reaction from the Arcane Knight. It will respond with a glaive attack as it enters its range, killing off the last 2 goblins of the swarm. And then last swarm, sorry, he's in range. He's going to climb up, begin using its swarm feature to surround and attack. Just connects. And that's going to be for 19 damage to the Arcane Knight, putting him in the wounded condition, but not staggering yet. And that is the last of the remaining goblins. So Arcane Knight that just got hit by the storm is going to retaliate. Two attacks. Misses with one, hits with the second, and that is just enough for lethal on the last swarm, taking swarms out of initiative.
Oof.
They have done their duty of absorbing damage.
Everyone press F to pay respects.
15, 20, 25. This one will move back into range of Adira, try to keep her from getting further towards the other forces. That'll end its turn. Otho will go. He will... Let's see. Move up. 5, 10, 15, 20. Roguing attacker opportunity. He goes to try to kill the one that killed his swarm. It will miss, so he will get right up in its face. And he'll use his Trickster's Blade to make 2 attacks. Thanks to Gang Up, he'll hit both times. Doing 15 psychic damage and giving him disadvantage on his next 2 attacks since 2 attacks hit. This here will go. She will kick her flight up. Oh. Gotta love the mouse. 60. So she will dash here to get up to the Medusa. And now let's see. She'll check her aspect ability. 3. Okay. It does seem like her melee weapons get imbued with this kind of almost translucent energy, but she does not get into range due to lack of teleportation to actually attack this turn. Within melee, she could. Nah, she's gonna get right into melee. She's not gonna worry about range attacks here. That's gonna end her turn. Vorgan will go. He is going to use his action to eat a health potion. Not drink, eat, for clarification, as noted. To gain his health back. So, in essence, using his action to gain all the charges, but just consuming it, so he'll take a little bit of damage from the glass. Let's see. So that was, what was it, 5 uses. So let's see. 40, okay. 40 d4 plus 40. 138 health. Almost gets him back to full. Then, let's see. He will. No, he's gonna save Iron Body. That's his action, so. He's just gonna move up to here. And that'll do it for him. Arcane Knight will, staying out of the lantern's range, look to cast something. It's gonna go for a fireball, targeting our frontline group here. Should be able to also potentially hit the backliners in the middle, technically. Let's see. Over here. Yep, so that will get Alpha, Adira, Paragon, Darien, Vorgan, and Queen in a fireball. Dex. And Dex save. Alpha uses evasion to take nothing. Everyone else did succeed. Darien imposes half damage on the damage rolled. So that is 26 down to 13, down to 6 damage.
Ooh,
So
nice.
the fireball did 18 damage to the front line due to the resistances and passes. Alpha took nothing, and then she takes half upon success, so 13. So massive fireball only did that 31 damage to other allies, but I think, do we have Queen roll yet? I think that's the only one we're missing. For a dex save. Kalor.
Sorry, 1 second.
No
Just
worries.
getting it up. Is this
19 succeeds. So that'd be 13 fire damage instead of 26.
There we are.
That'll end its turn. It's gonna maintain its distance. Let's see. Actually, it will move 10 feet up to be on the safe side as it ends its turn. Tyve will go. You will turn to face the other aberration on the right. Make that a little bit more clear. There you go. Okay. He will make 2 attacks with his longsword. Nat 20 is on one of them. Hits with the other one as well. And then that's going to be a miss on the third, so it's going to be 18 plus the critical, which turned out to be 28. Alright, and that will end his turn. as Lycan, barely holding on to one knight in front of you, technically slightly above. What do you do?
Will Twilight Sanctuary.
Okay. Bonus action potion, I assume?
I have no potions on me,
Oof. Fair enough.
as far as I remember. Let me just check.
I would certainly double check.
Nope, no potions. If I healing word next to this bubble next to me, it's gonna kill. It's gonna just get counted, right?
Yep, it will pop it so you can start opening space for people to cast again. That also goes for the enemies as well, though. But it would counter it immediately, correct?
Is this a provoking space if I move from this guy?
Yes, he does have a 10
Is
foot
he
of
gonna
reach.
hit me?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. It doesn't matter to get any of these spells off. God damn it. Alright, no, that's me.
Alright.
What's the Twilight roll again? 2d6 or 1d6?
1d6. Plus your modifier.
Plus my con.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And the Arcane Knight here. Let's see, he's seeing that with Darren out there, those fireballs are doing next to nothing. He
Was
will...
it con or wisdom?
Wisdom, your wisdom. He's
Wisdom,
gonna
okay,
step
thanks.
back and do a mirror image on himself while he's out of range. Then use 10 feet to go back at 20. 25, he's gonna put himself in range to target the others, but he already just used his action for the mirror image, so that'll end his turn. E, here you go.
All right. I'm going to start off. I want to save Lycan. So I'm going to Eldritch Blast this one here. I'm going to
Okay.
hit him twice.
Sounds good.
And then I'm going to hit this one in the way back there once. So start with the one in front of Lycan. First one. $22.
That will connect.
All right, and that should be +5 plus another 4.
And then are you using knockback here as well?
Yeah, I'm using knockback, yeah.
Let me see if I can
And
for you real quick. Let's see. Okay, updated Eldritch Blast again to add the normal base damage. Still have to do the 4 over the top as a decision, but for
Yeah.
the otherwise it should work just fine.
perfect. Thank you. Second one on him, 23. 13, another 10 feet back.
Right.
Huh? That didn't push him into the water?
Oh wait, I'm going off the wrong position. The angle you have, so that's 10, and that's 10. You're correct.
Okay, and then this one way in the back there. It's my last one.
13.
25.
Does he take full damage?
Just double checking that real quick. So that's 15 plus. That brings it 55 down to 50, rounding to the nearest. So it's 5d6 of pure damage. 15. Puts him wounded. That's gonna put him out of combat for a little while as well. The other attack, 25. He is safe enough to shield, but it will not stop that high of a hit, so he gets knocked. And that is 40 plus 30 for 70, so that's going to be 76. Taking 21 damage during the fall, and also putting him relatively out of the fight.
Then I'm going to quicken a Eldritch Blast, and I'll send 3 at this one back here.
Okay.
Let's see. Blast, 17.
17. He will burn his reaction, making the mistake of trying to throw a shield, but he's within 60 feet, so it will pop that lantern.
Nice.
And the spell hits, just barely.
All right, I can't click because I'm having a glitch happen right now. I can't click the damage.
No worries.
So
Can just a moment for you.
I'll click this. Oh, well, I'll just roll all 3 of them. Whoops, not that one. And then I can go. Oh, that's natural 1.
But
Damage.
It only needed 2 to knock him over. So 20, and then 76 as well. 28 damage, so that turned into 48 damage total to him, which puts him in the winning condition. And due to that lack of teleportation,
Nice.
they're gonna have to go swimming, which is gonna eventually put them out of combat, for the most part.
All right, and then I'm going to. I'll fly 30 feet up.
Okay. Marking that for you now. Noted.
Thank you.
Medusa will go.
And
Mhm.
I'm
What was
just thinking if there's anything else. No, that's
No.
it. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Medusa's gaze will begin to activate as these creatures are now within range, so let me put that aura up. Sure, okay, it is visible. So as a note, with the petrifying gaze active, any creature within the black aura has to make a constitution saving throw in order to be able to resist petrification. You can also choose to avert your eyes to avoid the saving throw at the start of your turn. However, you can't look back at the Medusa until the start of your next turn. If you do, you'll immediately have this saving throw once again. For reference. With that now active, she's going to pull back the longbow and pull away the longbow and go for some snake hair attacks. And following it with a round of 2 scimitars. Ooh, well, that is all low rolls, so she hits nothing but air. And that will end her turn. Darian will take the risk of the con save to maintain line of sight. He succeeds the con save. And we'll go to target. He will use a first level spell of Healing Word to simply trigger the lanterns. Try to open up space for others to be able to cast. And let's see, he has this one. This one and this one. So the closest one is still left there. It'll pop that one. And then he'll go for his turn as an action to... Where did his sheet just go? There it is. With Blade Singing to do a Booming Blade, a Flame Blade actually. It's better suited. Flame Blade in combination with another attack, and that will end his turn afterwards. So Flame Blade, followed by a here. Melee Lycan Longsword and a Hellfire Longsword. Those are going to both connect against the Medusa. 15 fire. This turns into 31, 38, 39, 47. Puts the Medusa staggering close to death's door, but not at death's door just yet. That's going to conclude his turn. There you go. Okay, that's his perfect. Alright, so with that, Kalor. Actually, 1 second. He has haste from you, so he did get one more Hellfire Longsword in there. That's correct, and he can also do it as a... Oh, he natural one, sadly, so he will miss. Now it is your turn, Kalor.
No. Okay. So, just to reiterate from last session.
Yep.
I can safely put leveled spells, dish out leveled spells because the lanterns can't see me, correct?
Correct.
From my position?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. But I can't really do much because it requires concentration, and Darren being hasted is kind of my goal here. Okay, I'll just do 2 shots to the gamer next to Tyver there. I will... But... Revolver... Oh. Hit.
Okay, target. Yeah, the one next to type, that hits.
Yeah, nice.
Total damage applied.
Okay, hit, never mind.
Oh, sadly, no
Wallow
luck.
in self-pity.
Fair enough.
And then... Queen. I could have... I'm just checking if Queen is allergic to petrification or not.
I do not believe so,
No.
but I can...
Charmed, exhaustion, poisoned. That's all.
Ah, yeah. Surprisingly, the the steel can turn to rock.
Man, this Pokemon game's unfair. Shit, okay. Yeah. Okay. Queen will walk up and punch the Medusa.
Okay, so
Actually,
choosing to not avert gaze to attack.
Actually, no. I will have him avert a gaze and then repair.
Okay.
Have another +1 for attacks.
Fair enough.
Max as well, nice. But +13. Getting that fireball damage back. Okay, and that's all I can do. Let's see how fucked these monstrosities are.
Alright. Red targeting you. Let's see. It is going to go for a Mindstorm Pulse. That is a large psionic burst. I need a intelligence saving throw. A 14 will not succeed. That turns into 33 psychic damage, and you are stunned until the end of this creature's next turn. And that will be its action.
That might be a little too late. I was gonna say, would I be able to given him my inspiration to re-roll that?
Sure. I allow you to do it.
Thank you.
He's within range. It will take your reaction, though, as noted to pass it. So one more chance of roll.
That's fine.
And then while you're doing that int save, Red, I'll do the other one. It's gonna do the same thing against Hive, for reference. Hive will also fail, sadly.
Is Flash of Genius as well?
He has a 7.
So no, fuck.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Very interestingly, as if he has some sort of indomitable, maybe, or something else, he surprisingly succeeds when for a moment, Kalori, it clearly looked like he had failed the effect. So he'll take 16. And mark that off, and then put that on his token. That'll be the end of that creature's turn. Arcane Knight. Up top, gains reaction back. Remembers that cantrips can work, so he's gonna do his wombo combo. Yeah, let's see. He's gonna target Paragon, thinking that that's his best choice. Might be his last choice. True Flame Blade on top of that. Gets a natural 20. Alright, on the first. Hit on the second, and a hit on the third. Let's see, does Paragon have any response to that with her items? She will use the Ring of Fractured Fate to force that creature to re-roll the critical as her reaction. And that is a usage on her item. So the other 2 attacks do go through, but he will be forced to re-roll the crit. Still connects, but is no longer critical damage, which does reduce the damage significantly. Still a total of 21 plus 15 to 36 to 41 to 50 damage to her. Though her toughness seems to be quite intense, as 50 damage doesn't seem to be much more than several scrapes relative to other party members. Arcane Knight is going to do the long and slow process of swimming. So a dash will get him 30. Due to difficult terrain. And then let's see. Yeah. nothing else you can really do otherwise. So he's gonna be swimming. That's gonna be the end of his turn. Top of the turn order, as the Arcane Knights that have been knocked out are trying to swim all the way around to the other side to get back into the fight. Some of the company has pushed up towards the Medusa to put her down. Red, it is your go. Let's see, that is start and stunned. This is the effect. And let's see. Arcane
Doesn't
Knight's
that
gonna
mean I just
swim.
missed my turn?
Correct, yep. You cannot take action. You cannot
How
take
long am
actions
I?
your turn.
How long am I stunned for?
The end of the next creature's turn.
Okay. I can't move either.
Correct.
All right. Okay.
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gets there on its dash due to difficult terrain. Ends its turn, going to Adira. She's going to try to take down the Arcane Knight next to her. Stormbreaker Great Axe. Going for the good old Reckless. Putting that at pink for advantage. That is 18 damage on the first. Lethal on the second attack. Let me double check that for reference for you as well. And then 60, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She gets to here, provoking the reaction of the Arcane Knight. Glaive. 15 will not connect. 35, 40, 45, 50 triggers the reaction of the other Arcane Knight. '27 hits, dealing 26 damage due to her raging. It goes down to 19 damage instead. But she gets into a flanking position. That'll end her turn. Let's see. Yep, and then Alpha will go 20, 30, 35. Able to get to there due to smaller size. Just goes right between Vorgan's legs, just do a little slide as he makes his way up, and then goes for an attack. Trickster's Blade. Hits both attacks. 18 damage. And the next two attacks by that creature are at disadvantage. Thanks to Off His Blade. Paragon will gain her reaction back. Her feature will trigger at the start of her turn. That is a 1, therefore. She will heal 20 health at the start of her turn. And she is going to unleash a recharge ability, Balance Unraveled. It's a 30-foot radius effect targeting creatures of her choosing. So we'll pop open that radius real quick. There we go. And Balance Unraveled is a release of chaotic energy. Each creature of her choice must make a con save, taking force damage and becoming blinded if they fail. Oh, that's not set to rollable. That was static. Let me fix that. There we go. A little bit above average. Very nice. 52 damage on a fail. So con save's coming up. It instantly kills the Medusa, ending her radius, because she cannot survive even if she succeeds, because half damage. That will end her radius effect of the Medusa's gaze, but it does not seem to end the Arcane Knight's actions, though it does seem like they are less coordinated to each other, but still hostile and aggressive. So with that one that succeeded. This one failed. 52 damage, puts it on death's door, blinds it. 26 damage, wounds it, but it's not blinded nor staggering just yet. And then there is no other creature in range, so that'll end that effect. And that creature is blinded for 1 minute unless it manages to succeed a blindness at the end of its next turn. So that will be her action, so she's going to hold there. Vorgan will go. He's going to step over and around Offa, and then go for a swing. His massive great axe. He won't reckless, he'll just go for normal. With gang up, he's gonna hit. Though he rolled horribly on his first roll, made up with the second roll, doing a total of 33 damage, which is just enough to kill that Arcane Knight. And that'll be the end of his turn. Arcane Knight is going to do the slow process of swimming around. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He is not on the platform as noted, he's underneath swimming. That was a dash, that ends his turn. Tive, since he strangely succeeded, will have his turn. He is going to longsword twice here. Misses the first, hits the second. 16 damage. And gets the thing closer to wounded, but it's just outside of it. As Lycan, it is your go.
Okay. I think they got that guy. I'm just gonna
Yeah, he is Death's
fall
Door and
back
blinded.
help my friends. Yeah. They don't need my help. I'm gonna run back. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45. How's Tive's HP looking? Is he's doing okay? He's over
Injured,
half.
not close to wounded yet though.
It doesn't matter, these things are here. I'm gonna burn a spell slot to maybe just pop this, or this
Okay.
one. Probably this one.
Yep.
Just gonna cast Sleep on this thing.
It does pop the one on the right for clarification because of line of sight, since that lantern's on the left side. You'd be technically behind it.
Ah! If I do it from here, does that help?
Yep, because it would pop the closest
Okay.
one.
Alright, yeah, I'll move up a bit, then I'll do it.
Okay, let me swap
Get
that
rid of this
around
one.
then. Alright, just throwing a first level out there to get it to trigger, and then
Yep.
anything else?
And then for my bonus action,
Mhm.
what's the range of these? 60 feet. altogether.
Yep, 60 feet altogether. But as noted, it still counts as a leveled spell even if it gets consumed. So you wouldn't be able to double level.
Yeah, I can't cast another spell. Okay.
Mhm.
Can I use my? No, I can't. Okay. Fuck. All right. How far away is red from me?
It'd be 25.
All right. Let me just double check something.
Oh, good.
It's 10 feet. Okay, I'm gonna spend a key point to step up the wind, so I can move closer to red.
Okay.
Boom.
All right. And then end of turn.
Sorry, Tyve. Fuck you, Tyve.
It is your go. You
All
do have to
right.
descend a
I'm
little
gonna
bit if you want to
move.
stay in the radius of Lycan, unless you want to move forwards.
I kind of want to save red because this thing,
Mhm.
he's stunned and this thing's gonna mess him up a bunch.
That
So I'm
is
gonna
a concern.
move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet here.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit this thing with 3 Eldritch Blasts,
Sounds good.
pushing it back. Yeah, no more roll. 28.
Connects. 10.
Second one, 13. Probably gonna miss that one.
That will not connect.
And 15. Does that hit?
Nope. Close, but not enough.
Then I will. Let's see. I'll get damage first. First one.
15.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, good.
Just 15. Yeah,
Yep.
15. And then I'm going to sorcery point to quicken another one.
Okay.
I'm also I'm gonna try to push it back some more.
Hmm.
First roll. 16.
16 will just miss.
Oh, shit. 27
Hits.
and 17.
Just connects. Roll
14
29.
and what is that? 15, 29 damage. Yeah.
Just outside of wounded. After that, you drop
Yeah, I'm gonna have
15,
to.
20 feet, sorry, not 15. 10 feet down to maintain 20. You'll also be in Lycan's aura, because it is only 30 feet. Because you're 30 feet in the air at the moment, for reference.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. So I'll make sure you get that temp.
If you're 10 feet within my radius as well, you get advantage on Charmed. In case it tries to do that Brainwash thing.
Yeah, I can't get that close, unfortunately. I used all my movement
All good.
here.
Alright, so that's end of turn.
Yep.
Darren. Back to the top side.
+5. Temp HP, Ecclesis.
Yay!
Let's see.
Thank you.
He will. It's gonna be up next. Yeah, he's not gonna risk him getting a turn here, so he's just gonna go to finish him off. Moves to flank. He's going to use his haste action next to Calor first. There, and then following that should be Hellfire. Thanks to gang up. Queen being there just allowed that attack to go through. And that is enough to take him down. So he gets blinded and then fully lights out. Darren's then going to step towards the back here so he can get out of range from the lanterns. And then spell. Let's see. He will do an fireball. Oh, that's a lot of ones and twos, sadly. But he will throw it over at the one on the left that you were just pushing to try to help the party down below. Creature does just fail, taking 22 fire damage, putting it in the injured condition, from injured to wounded condition. And that will be the end of his turn. Valor?
Okay. I am the only one that cares about Tithe in this household, so I'm gonna continue attacking that monstrosity.
Fair enough. Protecting the middle child, it seems.
Yeah. Yep.
Forgotten one. That hits. 11.
Uh.
Hits.
Nice.
10. That is wounded.
Okay, nice. And then for Queen, I'll just have her repair.
So nice.
Oh, hang on. Let's max is 52. There we go. And I'll have. So it's just. Are they both in the water or?
Yes, yeah, for clarification, all are in the water. They're trying to swim to the sides in order to get back up.
Okay. So it's. I'll just put Queen up there.
Okay.
Like around.
Just to start getting her moving up to the top section.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll leave her, yeah.
Noted.
And we're done. Yay.
Here is gonna go. It will move. It is definitely not as fast, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll get it just back to there. And it is going to do. Let's see. Actually, it might not have moved all that way. Let's see, 10 here. Might put it in the better position for its cone. 10. Check. Yep, as a 30-foot cone, so that is gonna connect with red lichen and still hits you just in the air. E. Let's see, actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because 20 feet would put you 25 plus 40. No, you'd be out of range for it. So it does only gonna hit the two of you, red and lichen. And that is a charm effect, so that is the advantage against that. Wisdom saving throw.
All right.
So just red and lichen. The advantage allows you to succeed. You avoid the hypnosis. Lichen, you also succeed, avoiding hypnosis. That'll end its turn. Forgot to double check to recharge its pulse. It did not recharge its pulse. The other one will check if it does. It does recharge its pulse. And it's going to, if they try to do hypnosis, it's just going to explode again of psychic energy. On Tithe. Low damage roll this time, but Tithe. Once again fails his
Red's also
intelligence
free
saving
from
throw.
stun.
Yes, red is also free from stun. And Tive also fails his intelligence saving throw. It is not within range of Flash of Genius, as a note. And this time he does not seem to be able to miraculously succeed, or choose to succeed in that case. So he is now wounded, oh, just outside of wounded, and he is stunned. That will end his concentration for his spell as well. That'll be the end of that creature's go. Arcane Knight is going to do the very dangerous move 30 feet, difficult terrain. That's going to end his turn. As Red, it is your go.
All right, finally back to do something useful. So I'm going to move 25 feet to there.
Okay.
And I'm assuming none of the lanterns can see me from there.
This one should be able to still see you from
That one?
the one left of the. Sure, let me make sure it's real. Broadcast. There we go. Here.
That one? But I thought there was a pillar there.
Oh, yep. You are correct. So it is only the one to the right, and that is still 60 though.
I'm covering 65.
Let me double check here.
Oh,
Oh, cause yeah,
well.
cause it's technically in the middle of tiles. You're correct. Yeah. The closest one would be 60. I'll say 65. Because it's kind of these things are kind of in the middle.
I was like, I'll squeeze next to the squid. So, I'm going to activate Shadow Blade.
I'm gonna adjust these real quick.
Counter spell.
Yeah, I'm such a pain in the butt.
What a troll.
Alright. I adjusted those lanterns a little bit so that it doesn't have that issue again.
Okay, so I'm gonna make. I was gonna upcast that to third level too.
Okay, heard. Marked on
Just adjust
token.
my spell slot. Okay, and then I'm gonna lean into this guy with some Shadow Blade attacks. Now I need to do that from the spells macro, not the token at the top or the bottom.
Correct. Yeah. Because I believe that one's still the one that's working properly.
Okay, and I get super advantage.
Yep. That'll hit.
I rolled a 19, right?
You were on 18.
18.
Yeah, if you hover over it, it's set to 19 on a crit already for you, baked in.
Oh, because it said rolling 24. Okay, 19 plus 4. Okay, yeah, I'm just reading the text.
Yep. Yeah, you had a 5, 7,
freaking
18
low.
on your rolls. That is a 1, 2, and a 3 for damage. Not the greatest.
On the rolling, it shouldn't be 3d8 for the roll.
Yes,
it is.
It is 2d8, and then the higher level cast is 1d8 for a total 3d8. Correct.
Okay. All right, that's terrible. So let's do that again.
Yeah. Your dice decided to start counting from 1 instead of rolling properly.
This is not a good. This is not a good roll today.
That'll connect.
Still low.
In the 1s and the 3 category, sadly. But further wounded, nonetheless.
Okay, I will stay there. Hope my party can finish it off.
Heard. Knight's gonna do his dangerous 30 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20.
10 temp HP, Red.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, he's getting closer to getting back on land. But for now, burned action economy. Let's see. Adira. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 15 would be 55. Dash. She's going to fly straight down to the Arcane Knight in the water. Just hovering above him with her boots. Ready to attack him when he tries to go to leave. Try to get that rage maintained still. Alpha will go down to assist with bonus action and action 30, 60, 90. He can get right up to Tive to go try to help him out, but not be able to attack this turn. Paragon is not really focused on fully being a team player. 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, 40, 50. She is going to fly up towards the entrance and simply wait for the party to move forwards. As she would go to just fulfill her agreement. Her ability allows her to recover her health. So she's almost back to full health. That'll be the end of her turn. Forgan will go. He's going to kind of look back, seeing that the creatures are wounded, looking at the guys on the ground, and he's not going to make his way up like Paragon did, but he is going to simply grab the Medusa's head and use his great axe to cut the head off. Have it as a collectible, maybe. That's going to be his turn. The Arcane Knight is going to try to swim to try to get onto solid ground. In doing so, provoking attack of opportunity from Adira. She will use said attack of opportunity. This poor Arcane Knight. She's going to use her once a turn ability to also add thunderous damage and knockback. Just throw him in the water like a skipping stone. Yes, that's additional 3d8 damage. He also gets pushed 10 feet, so it's going to throw him a little bit away from where he wanted to go to. And that is going to be 9, 11, 24, 33 damage. So he is now on death's door. Tive will go. Tive will end his turn as he is stunned. Lycan.
Shouldn't he be out of
No,
stun?
Because
the creature's turn?
he succeeded the first time, but then the creature recharged his ability, activated a second time, and he failed a second time, but didn't have the ability to ignore it. So he was actually
okay.
stunned.
My bad. All right.
All good. There's a lot going on.
Slide down here. Just 10 feet drop, I think.
Yep.
What's it? 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'll start. Does this pillar block the 10 feet advantage thing?
No, those wrap around corners. It has to be complete block off for it to not take effect.
Okay. I'll just start punching this fucker.
With gang up, that'll bring it to 17, which will just connect. 12, nice. Further and wounded it goes. Hits. 7.
Bonus
5.
action, still punching.
Go for it. Connects. 8. Almost death's door. Just wounded for now. Afterwards. Oh yeah, that one additional, that's right. That connects. See if you can finish it off. Ah, not enough, but it is death's door.
I guess I've already made the bonus things. I'll
Correct,
try
yeah.
not to get that key point thing spoiled.
Yep, no worries. Yeah, for bonus action trigger, you have to declare that extra point for the extra attack.
Yeah. The Cletus can kill it. It should
Yeah.
be all good. Alright, that's me.
Fair enough.
Alright. I'm gonna do my favorite thing. I'm gonna send 2 Eldritch Blasts at this one,
Mhm.
and 1 at this one.
Go for it.
I'll start with the one on this one over here.
Okay. Get that extra damage trigger
Oh,
on that one for, as priority first.
That was not my character sheet.
No worries.
There we go. Come on.
That'll hit.
29.
10.
Then that
11
is
damage.
plus 4, so 11.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one in front of me. 16. That's a miss, baby.
Gang up brings that up to 18 though, which will hit.
Oh, let's go.
And that is instant lethal because your modifier kills before damage is rolled. That means your second attack is just a dud. Just blows into him.
Let's see if I get a crit and we explode his head.
You did get a crit, it's not the crit you wanted. Isn't that one?
Whoops.
But luckily he was already dead.
It would have hit if like it was still there.
Yeah, if it was still standing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Gonna burn more sorceries for another wombo combo, or holding off on your points?
I have no more sorcery points.
Oof. Alright.
I think bonus action. I've got basically nothing. Let me double check this. What is this? I'm in range of this one here.
Correct. You're in range and line of sight.
Is there anyone? Okay. I'm going to move around the corner. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Would I still be in range? Can I be counted from here?
Yep, you're not in line of sight for that one. You are in line of sight for the one on the far right, but I don't believe you're in 60. Nope, you're 70.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to bonus action as a 5th level. I'm going to cast Hex on this one.
Okay.
I'm going to give it disadvantage on strength saves.
Okay. Noted.
And then that should be good. Yeah, it's a 5th level spell, so it's going to be
24
concentrating for
hours.
24 hours.
Darren
And I'm
will.
going to pass.
Sounds good. That range is. He's gonna move to the right here so he can see the creature. I would say by half cover due to blocking terrain, so +2 to armor class of the creature, but he will still go for a ranged cantrip. Let's see. Grab that actually. Firebolt. 16 will just miss normally, but with that being up to 19 will miss. That will end his turn. Actually, no, he can actually do that twice technically. Yeah, because he can use haste action there, so one more. Then he just has that extra melee swing that he doesn't actually get to use. He does it this way. 20 fire damage, which connects as well at 20. Not natural. Puts it further in the wounded, but not into further staggering, but not death's door. Kalor. 6 rounds remaining on haste. Here you go.
Same old, same old. Just hang on. Is that still in? That's still in. Nice. Revolver 1.
Hits. 9.
2. Ooh.
Still just miss. No one's within gang up
Damn.
range, sadly.
I will have Queen just finished up moving here and dodge.
Heard.
Okay, and then I'll have Colossus where he is.
All right. Sadly that is a recharge. Once again. 5, 10. He gets to here, and Alpha and Tive again have to make intelligence saving throws, as it will do a third pulse. That is a double fail, but Alpha is close enough for a flash. Tive is not. Should you like to respond, Kalor?
Say again, please.
For the Mindstorm Pulse, the stun ability from the aberration creature, it hit Tive and it hit Alpha, but Alpha is within range of Flash of Genius. Tive is not.
And I will do that for Alpha.
Okay.
Also, poor Tive, not getting
Yeah.
anything.
Stunned right back into stunned. He's taken 42 damage and he is on death's door. And then Alpha will take only 26 thanks to your assistance. And he is not stunned. He is close to wounded though, after the 26 damage. The creature's ability will go back on recharge. Hopefully it won't succeed once again. But it might also be dead before it gets another chance. That'll end its turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We got our good old swimming boys over there. Red, you go. Top of the turn order.
Okay. I'm assuming someone else can take care of the swimming guys, so I'll go help them with the.
Yep.
Dude, so if I'm hidden from that lantern still, I have to step back one. And I will Misty Step.
Teleportation still doesn't work. That's not a lantern effect.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Alright, gotta go back to where I was. Let me think of this again.
No worries.
It's on Death's Door, or what is it on?
Wounded. Into staggering, so 25 or less %.
Okay. I'm just gonna go. My movement's 40, so I can get to there, or somewhere on the carpet there. And I will use the magic missile ability on the Blossom's End.
Okay. Sounds good.
So what is it's 3d4 or 43? Sorry.
3d4 plus 3 for that first single.
3, and plus I get another +1 because the item gives you an extra point
Yeah.
radiant per dart. So
Right, so technically
Oh,
you
look,
need
look at
3d4
that.
plus 6. Yeah, 3 ones. So yeah, plus 3 and then plus
I
3
can't.
from radiant. So that's 6 would be 9 damage. All 3 ones is quite painful.
this is terrible. Okay.
Still staggering, not death's door just yet.
All right, I'll use my bonus action to drink a potion.
All right, sounds good.
I've got. It doesn't matter which ones I have. I've got a greater health.
Yep. So 44 plus 4.
Okay. Then watch me roll ones again.
It's a massive snake. That's
I
1,
believe in
2,
you.
3, 4, 5. Okay, with the dash, 1 is finally on the field once again. That's plus 4, so 13. For reference to that health. Arcanite will end his turn back on the ground. Adira will go. She's gonna simply hunt down that Arcane Knight, showing no mercy in her rage. And he is beheaded. And then Mike's bleeding through just as a note, Red. Let's see.
Oh, sorry. Let me fix that.
No worries. Alpha will go. Let's see. Creature does have a high enough DC to not CC through his Trickster's Blade, so he will only be able to attack normally against this creature. So he misses once, hits the second time. 7 damage, and if he makes a melee attack, he has disadvantage on it. For 1 attack. That'll end Alpha's go. Let's see. Paragon is just gonna sit there. Waiting. somewhat impatiently. Not the friendliest bunch.
Okay, buddy.
It has that glare on the kind of makeshift throne that Fang had up there, just waiting. Vorgan takes the head of the Medusa after he kind of takes a big cleaver to it with his massive great axe. He goes, "Looky," and that's gonna be his turn.
Is he going to be able to use that like in Clash of the Titans
Maybe
to stone people?
we'll have to find out. Introduce him to Phandalin. Hey, look at my head. Just stones for Phandalin on accident. You never know. Let's see. He got stunned again, so that's gonna be the end of Tive. I'm liking.
All right.
It goes to help his friends out. Gets triple stunned. Sad day for the hunter.
5. I want to be using all my fucking key point just to move.
Yeah, might not be a good idea to burn
What?
too many resources. You do know that there is some more resistance and Fang, potentially. At the very least, Fang.
Some fucking more resistance.
Mhm.
Jesus. I don't want to dash. I don't like Tive that much.
That is fair.
Let's see, what can I do? Offensively, that won't trigger that fucking. Hey, I got a question. My detect
Yep.
magic that I
Mhm.
can do for free. Can
Yep.
I use that to just burn these orbs
Yeah.
without burning any spell slots?
Mhm.
Alright, I'm gonna do that then. I'll just detect magic and then pop whatever's closest.
Sure. Yeah, because it does allow you to simply cast that ability. So since it's like cast, the lantern can trigger on it. But yeah, so that'll burn that lantern in response. And then end of turn.
Yep.
Alright. E. Last one away of the evaporation sort.
All right. I'm going to move up a little bit here.
Okay.
Beep, 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 beep. And I'm going to move my Hex as a bonus action over to this guy here.
Sounds good.
I'm going to send my first one at this guy,
Okay.
and then 2 at this one.
Alright.
All right. First attack. Guy in front of me. Pew pew. Well, that's 3 natural ones this game. Number 2 at the guy in the back.
Yep.
Get back.
Hits. So the extra 1d6
And again.
as well. And then that will just connect. So he's going to respond and try to shield as an instinctive reaction, but he's actually just going to eat that lantern instead.
Nice.
So
Big.
that will connect for damage. So you have 4 additional plus either 1d6 additional based on what is rolled as well. So you want to just roll a 1d6 plus 4. That does include that for simplicity's sake. So that's 12.
I think that also adds my +4 because it's the,
Yep.
I think it's the first one that hits.
Yeah,
Not
so
that one.
you get the 1d6 from that as well. So for the hexes.
Okay. D6. That's a 6, and a second D6. That's a 3 for the next one.
And 4
Here's
brings
the
that up
damage for the
to
second.
13. And that is lethal. Just enough thanks to the hexes.
Nice.
He goes splashing in the
Big, big.
water and sinking.
All right, and that will be my turn.
Darian will attempt that firebolt downrange. Try to help finish that one off. 16, but with the gang up of 18, sadly half covered due to the obscuring obstacles, just misses. He'll get one more attempt. That connects. 28 fire damage flows off the head, cauterizing the missing head off the aberration. And then, with that in mind, since there's only one creature as an enemy remaining, and he's going to be still swimming, easy enough to overwhelm him, we will say with him defeated in one more round of duration, we're going to take our break here before we move into the next chamber. And then we'll come back. So let's see. We'll leave it at the top of the turn order. We'll mark down one duration for concentrations and things of that nature. And then if you guys decide when we come back if you want to either maintain initiative order for the sake of maintaining duration on abilities, or if you want to not worry about your minute durations and regroup just as a force and then move to the next area, we could do that as well. But I'll give you the downtime to discuss it. I will be back. Be 20 after.
I'd rather stick in initiative, but that's just me because I've got a lot of stuff finally active.
I mean,
Twilight
yeah.
Sanctuary drops if we leave it. I don't know how many rounds it's got left, but it might be better to have that on.
I
My
can just
initiative
skip
is
by haste,
ass.
honestly.
You could,
Sorry.
because you're next to me, like, and you could grab the chalice from me on your turn and drink it, and it has, I think it's full. I think it has 50 HP in it.
Yeah, I will do that. Lycan is so weak. He's such a little boy. That's what you get when you wear ramp instead
Yeah.
of armor.
We also have all of us, or most of us, have bless on. So yeah, if we regroup, we're gonna lose bless.
I really hope it's just a straight run to the boss, and we don't have to fight another fucking wave of those wizard dudes with counterspell lanterns everywhere.
I don't know. Khaleesi's chucking them in the water seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, but there's no water in the rooms ahead. It's just hallways.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's up ahead.
There's a big hallway, and then there's a lion statue, and then there's some evilness behind the door or something. That's what we saw when we were there last.
Oh, I wasn't at that session.
But there was no people in there. It was just like forebodingness. And we got to fight Fang again. Maybe he's put some turrets up.
Here's an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but if we all have our abilities up and we don't need to cast some spells, maybe you could grab a lantern with you, because that would counter the enemy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Can we
put
grab
them
them?
to
I thought they were just like floating balls.
oh no, we've not tried. Like, if you grabbed one on the way, take one with you. You didn't need to cast a spell. It basically gives you a free counter spell against whatever he chucks at you if you get that within 60 feet of him. Just an idea. Use his defenses against him.
Yeah, maybe. But it sounds like we're sticking with initiative.
Yep, I'm just gonna be right back, gamer.
Yeah, same.
Yo, yo.
Go here. And round. Ability's sake. And reopen turn order here. That.
I'm back.
Come back. And let's see. So maintaining initiative and tracking it that way for turn order tracking as we move around for clarification.
I suppose.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then with that in mind, ready as you go.
Okay. So I am gonna. Is it an action to give someone an item, or am I just?
Free action to
There's nothing
hand.
to do,
Free
right?
action to hand item.
Okay, because I use my action to dash, and I'll reaction hand the chalice to like it.
Okay.
And then I get 80, so I can just walk over dead goblins. I'll get to there. Finally, not at the back anymore. Missed all the fun. And then, okay, I got a bonus action still. A bonus action take another dose of my potion.
Okay.
So it's. Did I do that right? Yeah.
Turn.
+4, so that's 16.
Correct. See.
That's me.
On turn. Back here. Then Andra. He's gonna fly around, dashing. Here. That'll end her turn. Alpha, 90 feet. He'll dash over to where Vorgan is. You kind of look over to him and say, hey, maybe not wave that thing around, alright? He'll say to Vorgan as he's holding the Medusa's head. Varessa, the Paragon, will just be standing there waiting, just tapping her foot. Vorgan will go, oh, and he'll put the head in his big kind of bag. And then he's gonna begin following upwards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Get up to there. Tive will use his action to drink his potion. 20. And that will get him back up to full HP. That takes his entire potion, so that's his action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Goes 30 here to start to try to regroup. Lycan.
Lycan will down the chalice as an action, which is how much HP?
50 maximum, depending on what was remaining in there. If if there wasn't anything taken out of it, then
It
50.
was full.
50 then.
And I will. I can't bonus action dash, can I? I'm not a rogue. Okay, I'll just walk my full 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Boop. Full movement to there.
While I'm flying forward, can I try
Mhm.
to like these lanterns? Can you just like take them?
You can certainly try. Let's see. Like
mean,
in I'll be in a turn, so then you gotta come in contact with the lantern.
Yep.
Let's see. Um, Give me 1 second to roll a 1d20. Your hex is a 5th level spell, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. You will notice that it fails to do so, but on physical contact with it, you do get the feeling it tries to dispel any spell that you have on you. You get the feeling holding it will do the same thing, but you can move it around.
Hmm. Hmm. All right. Well, if I'm gonna have to constantly not have it not pass, I'm just gonna leave it and fly forward.
Okay.
My 60 feet
Yeah, it's a start
and
of
pass my
each
turn.
of your turns it attempts to, as long as you're in contact with it. And then, let's see. Darren, mark down another round of his concentration. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. We'll check his. 40, then dash. 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 80. Okay. He's gonna get to there. He's gonna hold a firebolt at the door just in case something tries to open it before the party gets to get there in time. Actually, he'll hold a weapon attack because if someone gets to the melee to move it, he'll use his weapon instead. Loading it up with a green flame blade as well. That's gonna be his held action. Kalor. Here you go.
Is Pyro back yet?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Mm. So yeah, I'll just dash over and just make my way in front of Tive, and then Queen will. Queen can definitely make it with a dash. Just
All right.
actually,
Five.
where's Darren? I'll yell to Darren, dropping haste as I drop it.
Okay.
I'll recast it when I get near him.
Sounds good. So next round he'll just be shut off for a moment, technically.
Yeah.
And with that, let's see. There, next. Red.
Okay, so I'll just dash again, I guess.
Mhm.
But I can't jump that. That's 30 feet up, right?
Yes, yeah, you did not want to jump that.
Are you with my new subclass? No, okay. I think that takes me. So if I get 80 feet in, it gets me just kind of
Right next to Vorgan.
Beside Borgin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And then that takes you down to 8 rounds technically. Then this will go down to 6 rounds. Let's see, her rage will end. She has not been attacked. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She'll move there with the boots, ready to move in. She'll hold her action to dash, should the party get ready to move before her next turn. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, not that. 25, 30, 35. Jeez. 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. He gets there. Full dashing. Bonus action dashing as well. Up to there. That'll end his turn. Let's see. Paragon. Caressa will look towards the other two, the 3, 4 technically actually. Still kind of looking behind. She puts her hand towards the door as if she's about ready to push it, but she seems courteous enough to hold her action to open it instead of opening it immediately, opening it once you guys get closer. And then Vorgan will kind of do the same thing. He's going to hold his action to kind of charge in, take the front line as necessary once the door gets moved. Tive will go. Action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Move the dead goblins out of the way. 5, 60. He's gonna end his turn. Lycan.
Dash up here.
Alright. And then E.
That's me.
I'm gonna move 60 feet straight. Which puts me to there.
Okay.
There, right?
And then with that,
Beauty.
Darren will switch his held action to a move. Actually, he can't switch his held action because he is no longer hasted, so he will not do anything this turn, nor held a haste. Held action this turn. And Kalor. Reaction is back. Should have been earlier. Here you go.
God damn. My little twink legs can't.
You got all these people
Okay.
flying around or super dashing, and you're like, I got regular tabaxi legs.
Yeah. Dash can't do anything else.
Yep.
Sorry, gang, you'll have to hold your action once more.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Red.
I mean, I guess I could. Well, it's pretty crowded up there. I guess we have to start going in, right?
Yep. Yeah, everyone's gonna squeeze right up there, right to a giant area of effect range, or people are gonna have to start opening the door and going in.
Make
a
sure
lot of
we
people have held
go
actions,
single
right?
file.
Yeah, they have held actions for Vorgan, held actions on Paragon to open the door, and held actions on Adira to charge in.
All right, can I just just say to open the door, or like you execute your held actions?
Yeah, you can call
And
out.
if you go
for
one
her to go.
one straight line, it'll be like one lightning bolt down the range.
So let's see. Go over here. And then I'm just gonna make a box real quick. for the players who are not on this side, and then I'll just drag you onto the scene when you guys are on that side of the map individually. That way we'll kind of do this on a split side of things. So we have started here. Made that a visible rectangle for myself. And then she opens the door but doesn't step in because her opening door was her reaction. Vorgan uses his to get in. Adira uses hers to get in. For now, so those two will be off of the map. And then, let's see. Anything else on your end?
Oh no! So I was just gonna. So if they've used their actions to get off the map, then I'm gonna. That's
Held
good
actions,
for me.
yeah.
Yeah. So because I was top of the turn order, I didn't want them to just waste their holds. So I will then move in. I have enough. I have 40 feet just to get myself in, and I'll decide then if I'm going to use an action to dash.
Sounds good. Yeah, for reference, the held actions don't end at the top of the turn, or the end at when it goes to their next individual turn is when it gets dropped. So, but they just use it on your call, all at the same time.
Yeah.
And then let's see. That's it for you then. Adira is going to.
Oh no! So I haven't gone yet though.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, it is your turn. That's all I was trying to clarify.
Right. Oh yeah. So now that they've all done execute their held actions, I'm going to move up to the door with my movement, and then once I look in there, because I have no idea what it looks like, I'll decide what I'm going to dash again.
Okay.
So,
let me grab your
35
vision.
at the door.
Heard. Grab you. Where's yours? Okay. You are. And then I'll grab you from the little space and put you into the map here. As you look in, you see what looks to be once a doorway is now blocked off by this large black stone, as if some sort of maybe spell or spell-like ability or something blocks the pathway forwards. You see 4 silver statues, 2 golden statues, and a symbol of a star chart, more or less, with different arcane symbols in the center, quite large in that regard. Vorgan has kind of charged in, Adir is charged in. There's nothing in terms of enemies visible in the area.
Okay. Okay. Just looking at my spell list. Okay, I'll move my extra 5 feet in. So I'm in. Is this on the floor, like flush with the floor?
It's raised off the ground by 5 feet.
Right.
The ground.
Is it a mistress symbol?
The center seems to have very old iconography that you would recognize as, if all are Mistra, to be Mistra, but it's very old. It's not more the kind of modern illustrations, but given the history of this place, the older iconography is the one that makes the most sense. But yeah, hard to recognize for a non-Mistra follower, though.
I will get to there with a dash.
Okay.
So climb up 5 feet onto the platform, then
Sounds
across it.
Running across the platform, heard.
And
see.
That's it.
All right. Adira will comment that she doesn't like the look of this place. She's going to fly 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. And she's going to make 2 attacks with her great axe at the stone. But even with her hefty swings, they seem to bounce off. That's going to be her turn. Let's see. Just to there, getting onto the other side of the map. I'll say, well, I don't like the look of this. And that's gonna be moving the map here. He's gonna follow suit and kind of move into the center with the bonus action dash. But he's gonna hop onto the sundial, the star chart as well, and he's gonna take the dodge action as his actual action to be on the safe side of things, because he doesn't know what's going on entirely. Varessa will step forwards, move to the other side of the map. And she will comment, "It is probably waiting for us." And she will also move forwards, and she's going to check if she recharges her one ability. She does not recharge, but she does have energy very faintly surrounding her weapons for this round. And she will take the dodge action following Alpha as she looks towards the statues in the room. Vorgid will go over to Ardira and says, oh, let me try. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to take his big, massive great axe and whoosh, 2 times, but to no avail. It bounces off. He jokes on how it tingles his hands. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 60 would be his movement. So that is there. Lycan.
Moving up to here. I'll move inside.
Okay.
What do you transfer me up? Okay, cool.
Yep. 1 second. Just right there, and then I'll bring it to the other side. Lycan. Oh, not that map. Oh, get out of that map. Yoink. There you go. Should be able to see the others down here.
Is this?
Oh wait, you're in the box.
Oh.
There we go.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Because I'm about to say, like, I remember that being the way we came in.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, that was just a box that organized all the things I tried to bring over. So, with that in mind, anything else, or is that good the last of your movement?
I think I've got 25 feet left.
Okay, so you'd be here with 25 remaining then. Let me adjust this. Could we actually? There we go.
I'll walk over here.
Okay.
Can you turn on my Twilight?
Oh, yep, got it.
And
Applied.
I am blessed, and I have my arms out.
And updated. Alright. E.
Thank you.
Alright. I'm gonna move it on up.
Okay.
I'll move in.
For
I
reference,
suppose.
since you are flying, that platform is 30 from the upper raised platform, which is 60. So if you're going to fly straight across, you have to go up 30, then over. For reference.
Okay. That's fine.
Let's see. Does that give you enough movement to get into the next room?
60? I'm not sure.
Yes, 30 plus 15,
Yeah.
that gives you 15 into the next area. So let me bring you over.
Thank you.
Again, my mouse is betraying me, dropping you properly. There we go. Should be able to see, bring you in. There you go. Okay.
Oh, way down there. Okay.
Yep. Alright, then you
and I think I have like
10 more after that. 'cause if
5
you're-
feet, not 10.
Mhm.
Okay, move right there. And yeah, I got nothing else to do
Alright,
except for me.
Darren will go. Placing himself out of the scene. There, and then onto the map here. And he will simply say, I fear Vanessa is right. As he will look around the area and he's going to move up, not stand on the dial, but he'll stand next to the dial and he's going to hold his action for a firebolt in response to anything that happens. As Kalor.
Okay. One thing I just remembered I have is Tafaxi, whatchamacallit?
Yep.
Double movement. So I will sprint double movement and then
Yeah.
easily make my way there.
Yep. It'll just shut you down movement wise for next go around, but it will definitely get you in. And then that'll get you and Queen in there, technically speaking. Because Queen is already there to move in. Let's see. And with that, bring the two of you in, and I'll bring the total group view over. Ball. Just the view. Perfect. And then top of the turn order. Have to take 1 second here to fix the turn order visibility, because the turner only tracks on one map. So I just gotta add you back into turn and set your turn order as it was real quick. And we'll get into it. Alpha. That's 19. Oregon 19. Tive 18. Lycan, you were at 16. E, you were at 13. Darren was at 8. And then Kalor was at 8. Okay, let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then 11 for you, Kalora, and 8 for Queen, submitted by Lakin. Then we'll resort this. That'll be good. Okay. So top of the turn order, Tive is still a little bit in the background, trying to catch up to the party. But he should be next turn into the room. Nothing seems to happen just yet. Seems maybe Varessa's read of everyone has to be in the room for something to happen. Might be the case. Red, what would you like to do?
So this door is just. Has anyone tried to turn the handle, or is everyone just too busy hitting it with axes?
Well, as noted, what once is the doorway is being blocked by this giant blackened, almost like obsidian appearance stone wall. That seems to be somewhat of maybe a conjuration of sorts, but doesn't look like a known spell to you. So maybe a spell-like ability. And they've tried to hit it to break it, but it does not seem to break under physical damage.
Okay. What to do then? Huh. I mean, can I? Doesn't bring up physical damage. I mean, what can I just go up and examine it as my action?
Yeah, you could. It'd be an investigation or arcana, see if it maybe has arcane roots, or investigation to see if there's any visual thing that might be an indicator. Either one is up to you.
Arcana.
Okay.
I get a +1 on that for the book.
Yep. With a 17 in arcana, you will note the slight signs of influence from magic, but it seems to be warped. This seems to be maybe something from the shadow weave rather than something from the regular magical source of the weave. So it is a spell-like ability, notably not dispel possible. You do see that there is 6 small indentations laid within them, seemingly indicating maybe some connection towards a key. Would that high of a roll as well? But
Okay, and there's
nothing visible around the door with that skill check focused on the door specifically that indicates where the keys are, but they do appear to have shapes and sizes of that nature. You do get the feeling that there is lingering energy in the area of those slots, seeming that there is an item-to-item interaction that will probably cause this thing to crack or break.
well, there's 6 statues. So I mean, I think I've used half my movement. I've already used the search action, so I'll just relate to the group to, if they don't know what to do in their turn, to look at the statues if there's any item or key or maybe point of their weapon or something. I mean, how big is the slot?
The slots themselves appear to be for not too massive, probably what you would picture sizes of necklaces or pendants on a medium-sized creature.
Okay.
Quite small in these larger constructs. Statues, for that matter.
Maybe they got rings or something. All right, that's me.
All right. Adira will step forwards towards the statue to kind of give a look towards it. She will do an investigation, see if she can find it. Let's see. Okay. She'll kind of call back out. Unless they're inside these things, they're not being worn by them. She kind of grips her great axe, ready to put that to the test in a moment. But that was her action to check. And let's see. Borgin will say, "Well, they don't mind me." He grabs his, he grips his massive great axe and goes to the one towards the left. And as he goes to strike it, it seems as though a ward activates around the statue as his weapon kind of bounces back. He says, "Things harder than the door." That will be his attack action. Ressa will move up to the top here. Check her abilities. She will heal the last bit of her health thanks to her ability, but she'll not recharge her other ability. And she will look and she'll say, I don't think these things manifest until all creatures are in the room. So until Tide gets in here, we're somewhat in a parley. She continues to eye around. She maintains the dodge action. 9 for Vorgan, updated. And then that'll end her turn. 9 as well for her. And then Alpha, he's going to maintain the dodge action. He just kind of keeps his guard up about him. He's going to use a bonus action to use one of the charges of his potion. Top himself up. He just kind of has a look of he doesn't like what's going down. But waits to see what happens. And then 9 for him as well. Yep, they join the team attempt 9. Sounds good. And then let's see, she already had her turn. That's just the other side. Okay. Tive. Gonna try to catch up with the party.
Imagine he walks in and then an axe just swings down and cuts him in half. Poor Tive. Not his day.
Stunned. Okay, guys, I'm gonna help you guys. I'm gonna contribute. Walks in a room, beheaded. Well, let's see. He is going to dash here, and it does seem Veressa, with her old age, seemed to have been on point by her deduction. As Tive enters the room with a dash, the mood and atmosphere in the room immediately shifts. Got this? As the statues begin immediately having stones and the kind of plating of the kind of gold embroidery on them begin to fall off. A centerpiece in each one of their chests begins to glow for a brief moment, aligning with the slots on the door. However, as 4 of the creatures become visible, this immediate dread washes over you, somehow telling you that this is the same as looking at death in its face. The other 2 creatures seem to be standing much more taller as their body arcs up. They're in bluish now coating as their gold shinings fall off, except for its head, as cobalt golems take root on the sides. But these other 4 creatures, you feel this uneasy feeling. Your instincts are saying, do not take your eyes off of them. As time
I love Doctor Who.
enters. Let's see.
Great. So,
You were warned.
Are these like the angels from Doctor Who?
Yes, they're weeping angels.
Yeah, they're literally weeping angels.
Mm-hmm.
They're
So-
fucking massive.
just gonna lose 4 people.
With that in mind, let's see. Nothing is imposed just yet. That will end his turn. As he dashes.
Alright, here's your temp HP, Tive.
Yeah, for what it's worth.
Yeah. What's that, 7?
Alright, and then technically you're the first to act
8,
like
sorry.
it, since these creatures are now activated. So, for reference, you are within 60 feet of it by default of the room's design. Therefore, since you have not acted
So how
this
does it-
round, you can choose to focus your intention on the creature until the start of your next turn. While focusing this way, you are considered blinded to everything except for the angel. You cannot take any other actions. You gain advantage on wisdom saving throws against the angel's effects. Let's see. And then whenever you take an action other than a free action, bonus action, or reaction within 60 feet or sight, all creatures must make a wisdom saving throw to avoid blinking. So unless they're not if they're focused on a creature, they do not have this blinking issue. If you are if you're not focused on a creature and someone goes to move around, everyone has to pass to not blink. Now this is a massive group thing, so it does require everyone to fail. But for your turn, you have to choose: do you be one of the creatures to focus on one of them, or do you try to move around and risk your multiple blink saves when other creatures act?
Can I discuss this with the group? Like, out of character?
You can.
I can probably do that because I've got the high. Well, if I've got the high wisdom, would that be better for me to be one of the watchers then? Because I'm probably going to be able to
Yes.
resist. But then that takes me out of fighting these dudes.
I think that's fine. I think we got to deal with the Weeping Angels first, anyways.
Can you concentrate on the spell and watch?
I could cast
Yeah.
a spell and then watch, right?
Yeah, you can moonbeam one of them.
Yeah, so for reference, you are able to focus on the creature. When focusing on the creature, you're considered blinded to everything except for the creature. You cannot take other actions, so you would have to cast first, then focus, but you would not be able to focus then cast. For reference.
So did you say focus as an action?
Yes, focus is technically speaking, it is an action, or consumes your ability to take other actions. More like it starts on your turn, but you're not able to do any other action except for focus on it if you choose at the start of your turn to focus. And whenever a creature takes an action other than a free action, so this is considered enemy creatures, not the constructs, but when a party member, or an ally in this case, takes an action other than a free action, everyone that is not blinded by focusing on one creature has to make a wisdom saving throw to avoid blinking, or briefly losing sight of the angel.
Right.
So, if you decide to cast a spell to start focusing on it, to do concentration, it is going to cause your allies to make a wisdom saving throw.
So if I'm watching it and then one of them like attacks, I won't have to make a wisdom saving
Correct.
throw. But everyone else will.
Everyone who's not focused on an angel will make a wisdom saving throw.
And what happens if they fail? The angel gets gets an action?
Angel gets to do something. Yes. Angel gets to do a bad thing.
And does it only get that if one person fails, or does it get that if everybody fails?
So in this case, it goes by the number of creatures fail. So if 2 people fail, one of them gets to act. If more than 2 fails, every other 2 increment, up to 8 if everyone fails and fails to maintain, then all of them get to act. They only get to technically act once in the entire round, even if multiple people failed multiple times in the same turn. But if they haven't got to act yet, then they get to go. That's how that works.
Okay. I'm in that case. I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians on myself.
Okay. That is gonna start the wisdom game. I need everyone to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Question: how does Queen blink?
Queen, I would say Queen. Well, it's just not just blinking technically. Queen could also avert their gaze. Technically speaking, is another can trigger for that. So maybe Queen would focus on a creature, be good for focusing on a creature, but this would still be averted gaze. Could be another thing that could happen.
Can I have my
Okay.
familiar focus on a creature?
You could. It would start being affected by the wisdom saving throws as well if it fails that focus. But if it maintains the focus, then yes, it could be one of the people focusing. So yeah, you could throw queen, you could throw familiar, try to reduce the number of players possible focusing to be able to act. Can be your path to success here. But let's see. You have spiritual guardians up. Let me save that. Oh, I just overwritten your Twilight Sanctuary. My bad for a sec. With the Aura 2 there. There you go. Alright, as noted, wisdom saving throws across the board. I'll get the NPCs in a second.
Nice one, Ecclesias.
Good start, that one. That's what we love to see.
Beautiful. I love seeing that one.
I do too.
Oh, hey,
Wisdom
friend.
save. Wisdom save is my favorite save. Ugh,
Wisdom save sure is.
it's my lowest save.
Usually it's the int
Nice.
is where I get people, but wisdom. Okay. Sally, this is a lot of failures, so we're about to see what's gonna happen.
Oh shit.
Now, for reference, if you are one of the people that succeeded, you are not a creature that the angel is allowed to target. Only the failed creatures, depending on how many number of failed creatures, they get to act, and they can only choose one of the failed creatures. For reference. So, Vorgan failed, Offa failed, Adira failed, Tive failed,
Damn
Red
it, Clive.
failed, E failed. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 failures. So 3 of them will get to act, and they will not be able to choose those that had succeeded. So Tive will be our first example, as averting gaze or blinking is lost for even the briefest of moments. The angel uses impossible movement to warp itself straight in front of Tive and immediately doing a claw attack. Oh, that should be whispered. It does have advantage with this trigger. That is a 27 to hit Tive. Fix that, there we go. What? Oh, it had this set to Corey as well. No, that's always. And then roll. There we go. 15 slashing damage to Tive. So off of the temp. And then 7 into his health. Tive will mention something as he is hit by the creature. As he kind of tries to look for towards the wound, he'll notice there's kind of this blackishness to the wound, and he'll say, "I'm not sure how healing will work against this." In response, that's going to be his action, but he's going to take that reaction to at least call out to the party members to warn them. And let's see, 2 more get to act against the creatures that failed. Vorgan's gonna get hit. (26) on Vorgan, connects for 11. Removing the temp and 2 in. And then, let's see, who has also failed? Alpha. No, it's gonna go for a deer because it failed and it's right in front of it, so makes the most sense. Just misses her even with advantage, quite luckily. Those are 3. The 4th one did not move. So yellow marker means that for this round they have already acted. They don't get to continue to spam that ability, but it is something they can do off their turn. With that, Lycan, anything else movement-wise? Or ending your turn?
I think he's still shitting.
Oh, that's right, he did step away. I will take it as end of turn. If he wants to adjust himself when he's back, he can. E. It is your go. Do you
Oh.
decide to lock your gaze
Go.
onto one of them, or do you take an action? As a note, bonus action, free movement or free action does not cause everyone to make a check, a saving throw. Only when you take an action
Okay.
does it force your allies to.
Best of luck, fellas. I'm taking an action.
All right.
I can't roll a 1 twice in a row, right?
How many ones have you? How many ones you've rolled today?
Just a few.
Shut up. So I'm assuming that's a wisdom save.
Yes. For reference, it's everyone as well, but it's wisdom save for you. I'll get the rolls for the others in just a second. What action are you using? Because that does technically resolve first.
I'm using Eldritch Blast. Well, first, can I do a bonus action first?
Yes, you could have done a bonus action first. And as noted, a bonus action will
Alright,
not trigger the save for your party members.
Alright, I'm gonna bonus action hex. What's this white, or what's this thing on the Weeping Angel here?
That means that it has already used some possible movement this turn, this round, basically. So until the start of the turn,
Okay.
it can't move.
I'm going to hex this one here, I guess.
Sorry, it is the other way around. Because otherwise I would have teleported. That's the one, since it didn't hit anyone this turn. That's the one. So you're hexing that one then.
Oh.
If you're going for the one that hasn't moved.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry about that. Fixed.
No problem. And then, yeah, it's getting blasted.
Alright.
1, Nope. 2, fuck. 3, please. Does Hex do anything additional? Let's see. It has disadvantage on ability checks. Chose thing. Use bonus action. Root curse. No, it doesn't give me advantage or anything. That's not the fun. Do any of these hit?
They will not connect.
Do I feel like any of them should connect, but they're just not for some reason?
Oh, it would also help if I actually had them rolled into initiative. It's my bad. You get the feeling that while they're maybe in the state that they're in, they are increasingly difficult to hit. You get the feeling maybe if they are acting not in a certain state, maybe otherwise, but in this form, if this is their only form, they're going to be hard to hit.
Okay. Well, none of mine hit, and it's cursed. So I'm going to. I assume I failed my wisdom save. Whatever
Everyone-
happens, happens.
Yep, everyone needs to do that as well. Sorry, I forgot to roll for theirs. Only 2 need to fail in order for it to trigger the other one. This time around, since the others have already gone. Let's see. Success, success. Darren has failed. And success. So there is at least 3 people who have failed. Technically 2 meets the requirement. So we'll choose amongst the people who have failed. It is going to choose Darren and use impossible movement to go here. And make its attack against him. As noted, when a creature decides to lock onto the creature, even if multiple people fail the wisdom saving throws for the other effects, that one doesn't get to move no matter how many people failed, if there's that one creature that's focused and maintains that focus throughout the round. Since that hasn't happened yet, they can all get that opportunity to move with impossible movement, then get that claw attack. 12 damage to him. And then as a note, damage dealt by a weeping angel is not recoverable by magical or non-magical means until certain conditions are met. As noted by Tive. And then since I did miss these creatures in initiative, I am just going to go through them real quick. And then we'll go back into after E ending his turn for reference. But E, did you want to use any movement after your action?
I'm gonna fly up 30 feet, baby.
Okay. Let's see. That is the ceiling for reference.
Okay.
And then this one here. Let's see. Will choose to maintain its statue form, so it will not get to do additional abilities, but it will get to choose what to do. 1 claw attack is the only thing it can get. Those are at normal when they're not triggered from possible movement. But that is a natural 20 on Queen. Let's see. Unless responded to, that is 18 slashing damage to Queen.
Oh, hang on. She has how much? 8. So yeah, 8, 10. Oops. There we go.
And then, let's see. That'll end its turn. So you'll notice kind of for a brief moment with this supernatural speed, it strikes with one of its arms but doesn't seem to move the rest of its body, allowing it to kind of re-arc itself back into this stone form as its hand rematerializes covering its face. So there is 2 states to these creatures. And so far that seems to be trying to maintain the statue form rather than going to maybe its angelic form, so to speak. This one is also going to do the same. It is not going to go full out damage dealing yet. It will do its claw once at normal at Vorgan, hitting him for 15 slashing and preventing such healing. The 20 that he cannot heal now. It also has a note in bio or aside for NPC, mark somewhere that the damage they're taking from the Weeping Angel is cumulative, prevents healing, and for magical and non-magical. That's a note. It's almost like a vampire slash. But it is not maximum HP. It just technically kind of increases that gauge of how that can be restored. Let's see, with that, that would be the end of your turn, so it goes to the Golem, which is the next creature in the normal turn order. And Kobold is going to go... Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And it is going to unleash a swing. Up here it is called the Spinning Cleave. Yeah, Cobalt, not Kobold. The Spinning Cleave allows it to make a sword attack against each creature within 10 feet of it. And it will also use a Magnetic Pulse.
I'm back. Sorry
Welcome
about that,
back.
guys.
No worries. Did you want to use any movement on that turn that you had as a reference, or did you want to stay where you were standing? Just for clarification.
I was gonna move down here, but it's probably too late now. I'll just stay here then.
Sure. Let's see.
Does the Weeping Angels anti-heal thing affect the temp HP at all, or does that soak it up?
So, luckily, it is a good thing that you have this already activated because it only affects the damage at itself. It doesn't reduce the hit point maximum. In that case, it could become an issue. It only reduces the damage that it does to the creature's actual health. So your temp HP is saving people from being able to actually have access to restoring, for reference. So
Okay.
if you took 20
Cool.
damage and 9 of it went into your temp, only 11 damage can't be healed anymore. Versus 20 damage is how that works.
Nice.
So before it does its Spinning Cleave, it actually has to activate its recharge ability first. And that is Magnetic Pulse. The Golem raises arms, unleashing a magnetic pulse. All unattended metal objects, there doesn't appear to be any in the current area, are pulled within 5 feet of it. Each creature wearing metal armor or made of metal stares at Queen. Within 30 feet of the Golem must make a strength saving throw or be pulled within a 5 feet space of the Golem and then fall prone right before it does that Spinning Cleave attack. So, if you have metal armor or made of metal, I need you to give me, and you're within 30 feet of the creature, so I'll put that radius up real quick for a visual, a strength saving throw. So anyone that is touching the gold, which just touches Queen,
That is, yeah.
will need to do such a save. So that is Sarah.
Does my studded leather count?
No, it has to be considered like chainmail, plate armor. It has to be full metal armor. Studded leather will not count. And your weapons will not count as well. You just feel if you're having a real thing, most metal weapons, the tug, but it's not strong enough to yank what you're holding on to. And then with that, let's see. Sarah had to roll, Queen had to roll, and not Alpha. Okay, just them. So radius is down, and then Queen had 21. That succeeds. Varessa had an 18. 18 does not succeed. Let's see, but she will, because she's within Darrett's plus bonus, so she will not get pulled. Thanks to that, so anyone who could have been affected succeeds. It will do Spinning Cleave, and attack any creature within 10 feet of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of them are disadvantaged because of the dodges. And then 2 of them are at normal. That is 17 hitting Adira for 27 damage down to 13. For the rage. Oh, she does have rage right now. She just activate that. So it's 14 more additional damage. Hits Forgan for 30 slashing damage. The disadvantage attacks cause him to miss the other 2. That'll end its turn. And then Weeping Angel here. It will maintain statue form and go for a single claw attack at normal. Lycan, that is a 22 to hit you.
Is that to beat it or meet it?
Does have to meet or beat. So that will just connect.
Okay, that meets it. Can I lucky that?
You could. If you want to use a reaction in response to force it to reroll.
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Do
25
I
was
roll the d20 or?
Actually, yeah. You roll the 1d20 and then we add its modifier to it. Sure, that will miss.
Lycan has bad luck.
Yeah, the lower dice rolls helps when you get to use lucky to make them have the die. That's a bit tragic, but effective nonetheless. So with that, reaction is expended. That was its one action for its turn. Let's see. Kalor. You take priority over Darren.
Damn. Okay.
Unless you want to give it to him to go first for whatever reason. It's up to you.
That set in stone. Like next turn, I can have Darren take priority over me.
You can because you're allies with each other. I allow you to swap it each time around.
Okay. This turn, I'll take priority and cast haste.
Okay.
Once again to Darren.
That is choosing to do an action. But as noted, all creatures have for this round activated impossible movement. Therefore, the wisdom saves don't necessarily have any issue there. So, safe because people have already triggered it enough this round. Haste on Darren is applied.
Yep. Quick question as well with attack of opportunities.
Yep.
Will that still happen?
Not on these creatures while they're in statue form.
Okay.
It looked as though only on their turn, if they choose to maintain statue form, can they make one attack fast enough to maintain that form. If they're not in statue form, though, yes, they will have the attack opportunity available to them.
Did this thing take damage when it attacked Ecclesis next to me and my Spirit Guardians?
It did not seem to be affected by radiant damage.
Fuck. Well.
Nice try, guy.
Okay, so I can focus and move as well? Or...
You can choose to move, so for clarification, you won't be able to focus this turn, because it's the start of your turn. You have to choose
for
to
Queen.
move that takes action. For Queen. Queen can focus, and let me double check for movement. Yes, you can still move around. You're just considered blinded to everything except for the angel. So Queen might like bump into things on accident, but Queen can still move around while focused on the creature.
Yeah, that's what she'll do. Just focus on the creature and just move around.
Okay.
To here.
Sure. Now for reference, I'm going to use green. And green's going to be marking for which creature and what number is being watched. So this is green 1, Queen has green 1, creature has green 1 for being marked.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. Darren will go. seeing the radiant damage not do that much, do as much, he is going to say, "I'll focus on the golems. I'll let you figure out how to deal with these angels." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll move here to protect Fasira and Alpha with his aura, and then he is going to go and attack. That is Green Flame Blade. Flame Blade. Be better suited for him. Booming. Booming. Just out of that, and then 1, 2, 1. There. That is only 1 attack connecting. Correct, yes, it does reset. Well, you get to choose, for reference, for temp HP. So if you have a 4 and then you roll a 9, you could replace it with a 9. But if you have a 9 and you roll a 4, you don't have to replace it with the 4.
Oh, okay.
You just can't stack
Good
it.
to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, fucking.
So.
Jeez, that's very good to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sorry to distract you.
No worries. So that's 22 damage. And then 19 if it moves. Let's see. Okay. And then he is also going to throw a 4th level smite into the creature. See if radiant damage works against these guys. Because since he sees radiant damage isn't working against the angels, he doesn't want to burn his smites against it. So that will be 5 additional d8. 20 more radiant damage. These kobolds are definitely tanky. They're gonna need some wearing down, but Darren is starting the process. Angel has its turn. Adira is in range, so it will use that 1 claw and maintain its statue form. That will hit her. 18 slashing damage. She doesn't have rage just up yet. And that brings her up to 38 damage that she cannot heal from. Kobold Golem is going to go. Stomp, stomp. Gets to there. Triggers the Spiritual Guardians.
Do I
What
have
was
to
the
roll
damage?
that?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Did you? I thought you did, but did you roll for the? Did you roll the damage? You have to roll the damage at the start of every turn.
I did not.
No
Okay.
worries. Sorry. Every one of your turns for clarification, not every player turn, but yeah.
That's 3rd level, I think. So 3d8. And well, you've already said that they're immune to radiant, so it would be metagaming for me to switch to necrotic, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you could have. I should have specified specifically. Um, did you choose necrotic or radiant? When you casted spiritual guardians. I assume that you.
Yeah.
I assume that you used radiant though, because that's usually the default.
Yeah, I would have gone radiant, to be fair.
Fair enough. So we'll assume that
Well,
it
let's
is
see if
radiant,
this
but you
guy
could.
is immune to it.
Yeah, another third could always switch it over. But he is not immune to radiant, so you definitely can get out there on him. And even with magic resistance, he can't help himself from rolling low on wisdom saves. So he's going to take 13. He does have a reach of 10 feet, so he will not need to move closer to get to you. He is going to do the exact same thing as the other golem, using his recharge ability of Magnetic Pulse. He is going to try to grab Verissa. 1 second. Just had to grab water for a second there. So Verissa will make her save. Avoid getting yoinked by the Magnetic Pulse. With Darrett's bonus, she is just short of succeeding, unless someone decides to intervene. She'll be pulled up to the Kobold Golem and proned before it goes to make its attacks. Would you like to intervene, Kalor?
Can you say that again, please?
Would you like to intervene to save Ressa from being magnetically pulled towards the golem prone before it goes for a wombo combo on any creature within 10 feet of it?
Oh yeah, Flash of Genius. Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure you had some uses left in the tank and would like to use it.
Yep.
Alright, so prevent her from getting pulled. So the only creature that it's going to get any damage on is going to be you, Lycan. So it'll take that one attack. Sword. And that is a 26 to hit. That is 32.
Can I lucky this?
Oh yeah, as I say, you would definitely want to lucky away from 32 damage.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Roll the 1d20 plus modifier. Gotta roll low. That will connect against you.
Is it less than what they roll?
Yeah, so for reference, it is still technically
Ah, it doesn't matter. They just need to hit. Okay.
Correct.
Right.
Yep. They take your new roll with lucky. But it's with the modifiers. It just needs to hit, and it does connect against you. So that is going to be 32.
Fuck.
Move temp first. Top of the turn order. Weeping Angels, impossible movement resets. And then let's see. It will maintain statue form while they have the upper hand. So Tive, since he has not gotten out of the way, is going to go for him. A normal attack. Misses. Red. Start of your turn. Do you lock on to any creature, or do you not?
Well, I tell my familiar to lock on to this one.
Okay, let me get your familiar. And I will mark those tokens for that.
Does that drop Spirit Guardians?
16 DC, yes.
Rip. Oh well, wasn't doing much.
So
Anyway.
I'll just get the familiar to hang as close to the ceiling as possible, just looking down at it.
Okay, so green 2, green 2.
And I'll movement-wise move to the corner.
Okay.
So it's got 60 feet of movement, so it can go 30 up, 30 across.
Sounds good.
Right. So, do we know if teleportation is still offline down here?
You are not certain. These things seem to be doing some form of movement. You're not certain if it's a standard form of teleportation, though, or something else entirely different, given that this is not visible to the naked eye, unlike any other teleportation that has some form of magical effect. These things just supernaturally appear. So you're not certain if it is still bounded by teleportation, or if teleportation is accessible.
All right, I'm gonna try something. Might as well. So I'm gonna move to here, and so I've used 30 of my 40 feet. Now I can see out the door that we came from, right? And it was on a raised platform. So can I see down to the water?
Yeah, I would say you could slightly, at a certain angle, it would be possible.
How far away would that be?
It is 60 feet above the base 40, so it's 100 feet. 100 feet to the water from the ledge, so plus the 45, it would just 10 feet to the platform, so 40 plus 10 is 50, 150 feet to the water.
150 feet to the water. What's the range of vortex warp? I think it's 90.
90, correct.
Yeah, 90. I was gonna try to vortex warp these golems into the water. But I will move my extra 10. See, 1 to there.
Don't we need the key thing inside them to open the door?
I'm assuming that's well. They'll come back around, right? We just like get rid of them for a bit. So I knock into the water. It's gonna take a long way to get back to us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
So I'll save that for next turn. So this time I'm going to. Oh, is a weeping angel immune to psychic damage? Okay, I'm gonna booming blade with a shadow blade on the weeping angel.
Okay.
So thunder and psychic. Ooh, that's a
Very
nice one.
A crit is massive here.
And then I need the shadow blade damage too.
And let's see.
Oh, it's asking me to do a roll for shadow damage. So should I just roll 68 plus 4?
Roll the thunder for reference.
All right, so that's the thunder. You've got that,
Okay,
right?
perfect. Psychic and piercing do nothing.
Okay, I should have used
So,
the
that
other sword.
is going to be 8 thunder damage, 12 if it moves.
Okay, and because I'm a champion, I can move half my movement speed unprovoked when I do a crit, so I can do another 20 feet of movement, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to get myself around to the other side of it.
Okay.
Yep, that works. Okay, so then I am going to hit it with the Blossom's End. So that's not with advantage. That's a negative. Then I will. Spells one. I'll just hit with the short sword a few times. Nope. Nope. Here I get my booming blade, shadow blade crit, and that doesn't even work. All right, everyone, put away your psychic damage and your radiant damage now. So they don't. Radiant and psychic don't affect them. We figured that out.
Yep. So far, you have noticed thunder damage does work.
Okay. Extra well or just
Because
normal
that
well?
statue.
Not extra well. It seems to just work well enough. So no vulnerable,
Okay, thunder.
but does at least take the damage from it.
Okay, thunder. Okay, that's cool. I'll end my turn there.
Okay. Adira will go. She will finally get that rage going. Trying to stop the bleed. And then she will pop a, let's see. She will go for, what should she do here? I think she'll go for the statue, even though that is going to be a risk for the party. She does get to, if she hits, she can pop some thunder damage. Let's see. Worth it though for that? Maybe not. Nah. She will not go for the angel just because the damage is not going to be enough to truly hurt these things. So she's going to go for the golem. She declares the attack action and goes for 2 attacks. She will reckless first at attacks. And then she will use Thunderous Smite on top of it. let's see. She will activate Amulet of the Storm God's Favor. For 1 minute, she gains 15 temporary hit points, and any creatures within 10 feet of her have disadvantage on attacks. As the amulet glows and fades, indicating that it has a limited usability. And 15 temporary HP. Applied. She does strike the creature twice, thanks to gang up, dealing 18, 19, 22, 38, 45, 52, 55 total damage to the Cobalt Golem. Plus an additional 3d8's worth of damage. Activating the ability, if, let's see, fails, normal, it succeeds, so it'll take 9 damage instead of that 18, and it will not move. Everyone that is not focused, so Queen and Kia, need to do a Wisdom saving throw in response to a deer taking the attack action.
Do I need to make one as well? Because I haven't made one yet.
Yep. So you will be one of the creatures trying to maintain sight.
Oh, no. Wait. Do I make the save if I'm trying to stare at them or if I'm not staring at them?
You're trying to maintain a focus on the, trying to keep your eyes focused on these creatures. So you're trying to reduce the chances of being able to move here, but eyes kind of naturally move towards actions and lights or things like that going on, and that's what Adira is doing. Her swinging the weapon, activating the thunderous sound, is your character like trying to resist, instinctually reacting to that, and taking your eyes off of one of the statues. So Faressa succeeded, Offa succeeded, Tive and Vorgan failed, so that's 2. Red failed, that's 3. Then Kalor and E. If you both pass here, then only one gets to move. If one of you fails, then 2 gets to move.
Wisdom save. Oh, that's intelligence.
Let's
Wisdom.
see.
Woo.
Well, that is failure. For reference, 16 will not pass, so that is a failure on both fronts, but a 5 will not increase to 3. It requires 6 to fail for that. 2 of them will get to act and target a failed creature. Let's see. It is only 2 anyway. So, possible movement. Can't fit there. It appears on top of the ceiling, and it's kind of standing like flipped upside down in front of you, E, as you're on top of the ceiling, and makes that claw attack at you.
Okay, it makes it with disadvantage because of my cloak. I remember this time.
Perfect. It is normal because advantage against disadvantage normalizes.
Beautiful.
That's a 21 to hit at normal.
Not beautiful.
That is 18 slashing damage, and that is prevented healing as well.
Okay, so that is going to be 11 off of my temp.
Yep.
So that would be 7.
Yep.
That I cannot heal, right?
Correct. And then your cloak will then shut off until I believe the next start of your next turn against the disadvantage
Yes.
effect. And then let's see. The other one will go. Who else had failed? Oregon. Yeah, this was gonna swap places with the other one and go for Vorgan as he had failed. Claw attack, 1 advantage. And that'll hit, dealing 11 damage. increasing his unable to recover to 31 total. This has used its impossible movement. This has used its impossible movement. The other creatures are not able to move as they're still being focused on, so if another creature takes an action, no one has to do wisdom saving throw. Unless the creatures that are focused have to avert their gaze for whatever reason. With that in mind, let's see. That is, let's see. Alpha, he gets to go. He will looking and seeing psychic damage isn't really working out. Alpha is going to say, I'm going to focus on the one near Vorgan. I'm not really helpful here. He's going to lock his eyes onto Angel number 3 to try to slow it down. Varessa will go. She will check her recharge. So, 6 for Alpha on the temp.
5.
5, okay.
Well, actually, no, you're 6. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, that's okay. 3, perfect. She gets the ability on her recharge, and she gets the Force Blessing this round, which is be beneficial. Also, Varessa gains Aspect of Chaos, additional force damage and advantage, and she recharged her Balanced Unraveled. So let's see. Question is, does she pop Balance Unraveled, or does she go for her attacks instead? I like Balance Unraveled. So 10, 15. She's going to do Balance Unraveled, hitting all targets as her recharge ability. So that is that burst of chaotic energy, that 30-foot radius, forcing con saves or become blinded and take force damage. For reference, Kobold Golem, the Kobold, nah, you said Kobold Goblins, now I'm saying Kobold Golems. The Golems, I'll just say Golems. The Golems can be blinded, the Weeping Angels cannot be blinded, but they both types can take force damage. So I know that makes E happy to hear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Save. Save. So far, only one angel has succeeded. 2 angels succeed. Okay, only 2 angels succeed. All other creatures fail. So they all take 44 damage. And it does seem like the angels themselves are not that truly tough in terms of hit points relative to the golems. They're just harder to get the damage actually in through damage types. So that 44 seems much more disastrous to the Weeping Angel. Not enough to put it wounded, but actually getting it close to wounded. Unlike the golems that are just taking that on the chin and not worrying about it too much. But this guy's blinded. And then other golem is also taking 44 and is blinded. So both big boys are blinded. Weeping Angels cannot be. This one will take 22 damage. This one will take 22 damage. And the top right will take 44 damage. All in all, a little over, over 100, close to 200 damage. That's going to be your turn. Borgin will go. He will Paragon, so that's +5, so 7. She'll maintain her temp of 9 already. She did not take damage yet. He's going to say, kind of, so I just need to stare him down funny like. And he's gonna focus on the last one, giving it a big stare down. Because he knows that
Get the head to stare at it too.
Yep. So he's gonna give it a big stare down, because he probably didn't realize, given his somewhat limited intelligence, that he could go smash the golems. He just thinks he can't smash them because he couldn't smash the angel, so he's just gonna stare at it, thinking that's the only thing he can do to contribute. So he's gonna stare down the last one and kind of try to hold them all there, forcing them to start doing other things than just stay in statue form. But with that, Tive will go. Tive gets to do something, guys. Remember Tive? He's here.
We love time. I cannot wait for him to like explode into dust as soon as he tries to attack.
We've been waiting all session for time to do something.
Yeah. Remember Tive. Tive's one of the good guys.
The things from like the last board just like come back and just stun him one more time.
Yeah. I hope we paid him by action.
Alright. Tive is going to 1, 2, 3, 4 fight the golem because he cannot do anything against the angels. And even though the golems are quite durable and hard to hit, he managed to hit it twice, getting 19, 22. He gets 38 damage in there. He's packing some heat.
Way to pull your weight, Tive.
Lycan, it is your go.
Okay. I guess I'll join the
All
Golem
creatures are
Destruction
being
Club.
watched at the moment for now.
All right. I'm gonna bonus action cast. Where is it? Search Shroud. And I'm gonna choose my damage type as cold.
Okay,
And I'm gonna astral punch this guy.
sounds good.
Hopefully they're weak to cold.
That will connect. Also, for reference, roll one more time. You have advantage because these creatures are blinded for the golems. So that technically is considered your first punch. A 25 with gang up will hit.
And I roll the
1d8.
Spirit Shroud damage. Is it 2d8 because of level?
Yeah. If you upcast it to 4, yeah, it would be 2d8. You're correct.
Ah. No. Okay, I can't do that. So just 1d8.
There you go. So they do not seem to have resistance to cold damage, so they will just take it normally. So that's 16 damage. That's your first
Punch
attack.
number 2.
Say, would you like a 27 or a 27 to hit? That's gonna be 17 damage. Very nice. He's getting closer to wounded.
That's me.
All right. Now let's see. This one is marked by a 4, so it's watched by Vorgan. It is going to, at the start of its turn, use the image of an angel ability to attempt all creatures that are gazing at them to avert their gaze. They must make a wisdom saving throw to resist the effect. So this is where maintaining multiple sets of eyes on a single creature might give you a chance to deny them. Borgin does fail He won't take any damage, but this creature is now no longer being maintained on line of sight. And that is not considered an action. That's just the start of its turn. It's going to maintain its statue form to leave itself open for impossible movement. Let's see. And it'll make one claw attack at Alpha. Alpha gets hit, taking 16 slashing damage, 6 into temp, 10 into his non-recoverable health. That will end its turn. It luckily has already used impossible movement, so it won't be as disastrous until the top of the turn order. E. It's your go.
All right. I'm going to use my action to summon Oswald.
Okay. Get another set of eyes on the
And
field.
yeah, I'm going to tell Oswald to watch this angel. I'm going to look at Vorgan. I'm going to say, hey, Vorgan, swing for the fences. And I'll give him a thumbs up.
You're pointing to the golem so he knows that he can hit that one in the process as well.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. Just one hand, like, swing for the fences, pointing at that one, so he can get the idea. Otherwise, he might go right back at the angel, not realizing it. But, yeah, and then are you having Oswald, for clarification, focusing the one that Vorga was focused on? Because he was focused across the room. He focused on this one that he averted his gaze from.
I'll have Vorgan focus on the one that... I'll have Oswald focus on the one that Vorgan was looking at. So, like,
Okay.
we have eyes on all of them, at least, again.
Yep. Okay, that's why I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if you were pinging the other one, so you wanted to have a double set of eyes on a certain one in the turn order, or if you wanted to make sure all of them are being watched. So that's 4 and 4. That's updated.
Beauty.
And then anything else?
Uh, bonus action. I will do nothing.
Okay.
Yep.
Just as a note, that one in front of
That-
you is on the ceiling with you. So if a creature on the field on the ground has a reach weapon, they can still hit it. But if they are in melee, they cannot hit that creature because it is technically up in the air
Yeah.
with E.
I'm gonna move down to the ground then, I guess,
Sounds good.
or like, kind of like, yeah, down to the ground.
Perfect. All right, that is just gonna hang on the ceiling. As in statue form, it doesn't get any reactions. And then, let's see, it did not move. So no booming blade trigger for you now. And then, does it recharge? It does not recharge its magnetic pulse, so it's just gonna go swinging. Adira, gonna force disadvantage against advantage on her from Reckless. Nat 1 is still Nat 1. It'll burn its second attack to target her. 24 at normal will still connect. With her raging, however, she'll only take 9 damage from the golem. That'll end its turn. The angel will get its turn. Let's see. Marked and being held there. One attack, Vorgan, since they are within range. And maintain statue form. 20 slashing damage to Vorgan. So you reduce that to 17 with his iron body. But adds 17 to unhealable. He's at 56 that he cannot heal out of his maximum health. Kalor.
I'll have Darren go first.
Alright. Darren taking priority. He will continue to try to burst down his creature. Let's see. that is going to be 3 attacks. That's gonna be blade, booming, plus Lycan's longsword, Hellfire longsword, Lycan longsword. And it's gonna all 3 connect. And a critical, which he's gonna burn his smites on heavily. It's gonna be 2d8 additional damage on the crit from the booming blade. So that's gonna be 8, 14, 21, 37 damage. 10 additional there, so 47 damage. And then he's going to burn his spell slots, so that is going to be his 5th level burned on the crit, 2 2nd levels burned on the non-crits. So 3d8 plus 3d8 is 68, plus 68 is 12d8 damage of radiant. 12d8 additional 80 damage is 64 damage, which will put it from wounded into staggering for the golem. That'll end his turn. As noted, no wisdom saving throws are being procced because creatures' eyes are being maintained. Kalor, reactions back.
Okay. I will start by moving, making my way downtown. I will.
Oh, you have haste on Darren. He should have had one more attack.
Oh, okay. I'll let you.
You can go. I'll just roll that real quick. I just almost forgot that your
Okay.
haste was on him. Let's see. Plus Hellfire. He missed anyway.
Boo! Okay, I'll attack the staggering.
Okay. With gang up, that'll connect.
Yay!
Further staggering. Not Death Door just yet. Do we have to gang up, that'll connect?
And then Queen will continue focusing.
Heard. Angel here, focused by Kia, will use image of Angel at the start of its turn. Force Kia to do a wisdom saving throw or be forced to avert its gaze.
I'm just gonna roll d20 because Kia's got a
Yep.
+1, I think.
Sounds good.
Plus 1.
13
Yeah, nah.
will fail. It'll avert its gaze. Which in a way is a good and bad thing, because success means taking damage, which would also destroy Kia. But the angel will no longer be bounded and does have impossible movement available to it, because Adira has not moved quite yet. It's going to then just do a claw attack at her. That disadvantage because she has used her item. That disadvantage is her saving grace, as it will miss because of it. Angel only makes that one attack to maintain its statue form. Cobalt Golem is blinded for its turn. It is going to check if it gets its magnetic pulse. Back. It does not. It will attack at disadvantage at Tithe and Lycan one time each. That is a 19 missing you, Lycan, with a disadvantage. But a 23 hitting for 40 damage at disadvantage on Tithe puts him wounded. As top of the turn order begins, for time's sake, as we are about 30-ish over, we will leave it there to continue the rest of the combat next time. as we figure out how to out-strategize these weeping angels and golems to go and confront Fang.
And we got like lots of rooms to go through, it seems.
Let's see. That will leave it there.